Now, it's National Nutrition Week, and hopefully what we're going to talk about today is going to inspire some South Africans at least to have a look at what they're eating. But before we get into the ins and outs of what we should and shouldn't be doing, why don't you give us an overview of what it looks like at the moment in the country? As South Africans, are we generally eating well?
Well, unfortunately, if you look at the statistics around obesity and overweight, we're not doing great. Joint overweight and obesity in females are around 65% and about 31% in males. So we're not doing great. And a recent report also showed that we have a very high intake of meat, sugary carbonated drinks, highly refined processed starchy foods. And we lack the intake of fresh fruits and vegetables, so not doing that great.
I think many South Africans may say to you, but Marika, it's so expensive to eat healthily. It's just so much cheaper to grab a pie and a Coke or a pie and a cool drink. What do you say to that argument? I'm sure you hear it often.
Well, I think there's a joint responsibility on the public as well as food providers and the government to ensure that healthy options are available at a cheaper cost. But sometimes I think the convenience of buying a Coke and a pie or a takeaway, is easier for the public. So they use that as an excuse. Whereas vendors do often stock fresh fruits and vegetables. And if you do a little bit of planning beforehand, you can actually ensure that you eat a healthy diet without it costing too much.
I think there are also many South Africans who don't understand how much sugar or really bad refined products they're taking in by way of sugary breakfast cereals or hidden sugars in our everyday items. How do we know? How do we make informed decisions when we're in the grocery store?
Well, I think a very simple way, without even having to know how to read a label, is to always stick to foods that's as close to the natural state as possible. So first visit your fruit and veg aisle, because the bulk of our diet should consist of fresh vegetables and fruits, and then move over to your fresh produce. And fresh, I think fresh is a word to keep in mind. Go for your, I want to say fresh, obviously you're going to cook meats and proteins, and those foods that we used to eat traditionally, I think, can make a big difference. And then, of course, reading your labels, because food labels do indicate the amount of sugars in a product at the back of pack, in the ingredient list, as well as in the nutritional table.